amplifier, where the very important part is the bridge. Okay, the bridge circuit. For this bridge circuit, this our amplification or amplifier will be added. So the instrumentation amplifier, so why it is required, that is important here, to measure and control the physical conditions. Okay, to measure and control the physical conditions, we require this instrumentation amplifier. So important device here is the transducer, which converts one form of energy to the another. See, there are many types of transducers. We have thermistors, we have thermocouple, we have RTD, we have strain gauge, LVDT, many types of transducers. All these transducers, what they do, they, like if I take now strain gauge is one example. Okay, if you take strain gauge, what it will do, whatever is there, that is the change of pressure. Okay, that is the physical quantity, it is converted into change in resistance. So if you measure the resistance will be directly proportional to pressure. Similarly, we have a transducer like thermistor. As the name indicates, thermal and resistor. Okay, here change in temperature is converted to change in resistance. So if you measure the resistance will be proportional to change in temperature. So that concept is there. Like different, we have photocell also, photoconductive cells, where the intensity will change the resistance. So that if you measure that change in resistance, we can measure temperature, we can measure pressure, or we can measure the intensity of the light. So how to measure this change in resistance? The change in resistance is measured by using the bridge concept. Okay, that bridge concept, when the bridge is balanced and when the bridge gets unbalanced, that conditions are taken and we can measure. After measuring, that should be applied for op-amp for amplification, because if that measurement is in very remote areas or if it is going through long transmission lines, then it has to be amplified. So before going with the circuit diagram, we'll see the block diagram of the instrumentation system. In the block diagram, we have three stages. One is the input stage, second is intermediate stage, and the third one is the output stage. In between, we have the transmission lines. The whatever the physical quantity to be measured, it is given to the input stage. Okay, input stage has a transducer and a preamplifier, means before amplification. The amplification is not done. And transducer, you know, it converts one form of energy to the other. And in intermediate stage, we have this instrumentation amplifier to amplify the signal. After amplification, whatever the voltage or current which we are getting, that has to be displayed. So a indicator or an atomic process controller will be used here. So what is the input stage? Input stage is composed of preamplifier and transducer. Okay, and the output stage, like it has meters for displaying, oscilloscopes, it has charts, magnetic recorders. All this will be used at the output stage to display the output. So the block diagram of instrumentation system, three important stages are there: the input stage, intermediate stage, and the output stage. And in between, there are transmission lines from for moving the data from one stage to the other. So this is the block diagram. So the transmission lines permit signal transfer from unit to unit. And in short, the instrumentation amplifier is intended for precise low level signal amplification, where low noise, low thermal and time drifts, high input resistance and accurate closed loop gain are required. For that, we go with the instrumentation amplifier. That should be clear. And there are many instrumentation operational amplifiers. We have MUS725, ICL7605. Different ICs are made for this purpose. So we'll go on with our figure here. So this figure, differential instrumentation amplifier using a transducer bridge. So this is the instrumentation amplifier with bridge also. Transducer bridge is there. So the bridge circuit is shown here. This is important here. The bridge circuit, which has branches like RA, RB, RC, and there is one resistive transducer branch. We call it as RT. And it is written plus or minus delta R. This is the resistive transducer branch. And VDC, see this is VDC. Yeah? VDC is the voltage that is applied to the arms between these between the points here. VDC is applied, and other from VA, this point is given to the amplifier A1, and from VB the point is given to the amplifier A2. So nearly we have here 3 op-amps, A1, A2 and A3. And we have all the resistances, R1, RF feedback resistances we have, and we have a indicating meter to show the voltage, whatever the voltage is generated. See, the concept of this bridge is whenever the first thing that the bridge is balanced. So whenever there is change in the resistance, this change in the resistance will be because of the change in temperature, pressure, flow rate, okay, or the intensity of the light, anything, any of the devices which converts any physical quantity to change in the resistance will be applied to one of the arms of the bridge. Here it will be applied. So at first the bridge is balanced, but whenever there is change in the resistance, the bridge gets unbalanced. Whenever when the bridge gets unbalanced, there will be change in the voltage. Okay, if you measure, this change in the voltage, if it is of very small quantity, then it has to be amplified. For amplification, we'll go on with this 3 op-amps. After getting amplified, we can just display it to the indicating meter. So the instrumentation amplifier has, as we have told, it has 3 stages. So the first input stage is our transducer in a pre-amplifier stage, and the second is this intermediate stage that has all these op-amps, and the third is the output stage. So all the 3 stages are shown in the circuit diagram also. Now we'll see what is the equation for the output voltage. Okay, how we'll go on with the output voltage. First we'll assume that. And one more thing, the resistive transducer which we are using is denoted by RT plus or minus delta R. RT plus or minus delta R. So RT is the resistance of the transducer, and this delta R, that is differential R, very small change in the resistance. That is delta R is the change in the resistance RT. When this change occurs, whenever there is change in the temperature or pressure depending upon the transducer. If the transducer is a strain gauge, then there is a change in the pressure. Okay, whenever pressure is applied to the strain gauge, its resistance changes. If the transducer is a thermistor, then there is change in the temperature. So depending upon the transducers, the input will be given. So at first you think that it is a DC excited, but now we are taking for the balanced bridges DC excited. It can be AC excited also. So for balanced bridge at some reference condition, that is VB is equal to VA. Okay, that is the condition. VB is equal to VA. So what is VB? VB is the main voltage, that is VDC, into resistance of that branch, okay, where we want the voltage, that is RB divided by RB plus RC. And for next one, it is VA, okay, we want at VA, so it is main voltage is VDC into RA, okay, divided by RA plus RT. So this is the condition for the balanced condition, VB is equal to VA. Next, I'll go with the derivation, how we got RC, that I'll show in the notes. Instrumentation amplifier using transducer bridge. So the same thing, whatever I've explained, it is written here. So we'll go on with here. VB is equal to VA. That condition is written here, main voltage into RB. Okay. Next, take just the reciprocal of it on both the sides. Okay. Just do it inverse of it. So it becomes RB plus RC by RB is equal to RA plus RT by RA. Just split it. RB by RB will get cancelled. It is 1 plus RC by RB and 1 plus RT by RA. So 1 will get cancelled, and the equation will be RC by RB is equal to RT by RA. So this is the equation that they have written directly there. Okay. Generally, RA, RB and RC have equal values, okay, have equal to the transducer resistance RT at some reference condition. Initially, the bridge is balanced. As the physical quantity to be measured changes, the resistance of the transducer also will change. So then the bridge gets unbalanced. When the bridge gets unbalanced, what is the condition? VA is not equal to VB. That you have to remember. For balanced, what was the condition? VA is equal to VB. Here it is VA is not equal to VB. So the output voltage of the bridge can be expressed as a function of change in resistance of the transducer. This is important. So whatever the output I get from the bridge, it is the function of what? It is the function of change in resistance. So output voltage is directly proportional to the change in resistance. Let the change in resistance of the transducer be delta R. Okay, represent it as delta R. Since RB and RC are fixed resistors, the voltage VB is constant. Therefore, VA varies as a function of change in transducer resistance. According to voltage divider rule, first we'll write the voltage for VA. Only for VA there is change in resistance because our resistive transducer is connected to that branch. So for VA it is main voltage is VDC into RA divided by RA plus RT plus delta R. Okay, delta R is added here. For VB there is no change. Everything is constant. So now bridge got unbalanced. No? So what is VAB? VAB is VA minus VB. Okay, just substitute the values for VA and VB. Whatever the values we have, substitute here and assume that all the resistances, okay, RA, RB, RC, RT is kept R. Only one value. Assume that it is kept for 1 kilo ohm, like that, to make the simplification easy. So when I keep it for R, so what will happen? This will be R. This will be R plus R. It will be 2R. So it is 2R plus delta R. So R divided by 2R plus delta R minus R divided by 2R. Okay. So it is R divided by 2R plus delta R minus R divided by 2R into VDC. Okay, just take the LCM here. It is 2R plus delta R into 2R is the LCM. So 2R plus delta R will get cancelled. So you'll get 2R square VDC minus R into 2R plus delta R VDC. Just multiply it. 2R into R is 2R square. So plus 2R square minus 2R square will get cancelled. We'll get minus 2 delta R divided by 2R plus delta R into 2R. RR also will get cancelled. So we'll be left out with minus delta R into VDC divided by 2 into 2R plus delta R. So here the negative sign indicates that VA is less than VB. So this is what VAB. What it is? It is the output of the bridge. It is the output voltage. VAB is out of the bridge. This output voltage is next applied for the differential instrumentation amplifier. Okay, now we got the output from the bridge. Okay, after getting the output from the bridge, it is applied for the amplifier. And how many op amps that amplifier has? It has 3 op amps. We had seen in the circuit. So it has 3 op amps. So the gain of the basic differential amplifier is what? Minus RF by R1. It is minus RF by R1. So what will be the output of the voltage of the circuit? V0 is equal to whatever the bridge output we are getting, VAB into the gain, that is minus RF by R1. Okay, what is the output of this we are getting? It is minus delta R VDC divided by 2 into 2R plus delta R into gain is minus RF by R1. See here, delta R is very small change. That is in the denominator, not numerator. Denominator, when we compare it with the 2R, delta R is very small. So we can neglect it and take nearly equal to 2R. So 2 2s are 4. It becomes 4R. RF by R1 is the gain. Delta R divided by 4R VDC into VDC is the output voltage. See here, we can see that the output V0 is directly proportional to the change in the resistance delta R. See, this V0 is the output of the complete last output after the differential amplifier, completely the output of the instrumentation amplifier. Okay, and the VDC, whatever we got before this, VAB is the output of the bridge circuit. Here it is the output of the instrumentation amplifier, where it is multiplied with the gain RF by R1, and we have delta R by 4R into the input voltage VDC, that is the DC excited voltage. So here we see that output voltage is directly proportional to delta R, that is change in resistance. That is important here. So whatever the output voltage that we get, or that is displayed on the oscilloscope or on the magnetic recorder, that is directly proportional to the change in resistance. From where you got this change in resistance? This resistance got changed because there was some change in the physical quantities like temperature, pressure, intensity, flow rate, anything. Okay, and that unbalanced the bridge. From the unbalanced bridge we got a output voltage. That output voltage was given for the instrumentation amplifier consisting of 3 op amps, and it got multiplied with the gain, and the output voltage V0 was got. So this should be very clear with the instrumentation amplifier. So the equation indicates that V0 is directly proportional to the change in resistance. So here first they went with the resistive transducer. In the same circuit, if the transducer in the bridge circuit, if we replace it by thermistor, okay, instead of strain gauge, if we replace it by thermistor, we call it as temperature indicator. Every concept is same, only the transducer is replaced here. Here we are going with temperature thermistor. Thermistor is used to measure the change in temperature. So whenever there is change in temperature, the resistance of the transducer will change. Whenever there is change in the resistance, the bridge gets unbalanced. And whatever the output we will see, that is been calibrated. Always we have to calibrate it. Okay, if you want in terms of resistance, if you want in terms of temperature, it should be calibrated. Here the output meter, since we want to measure temperature, it is calibrated in terms of degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit. So as temperature varies from its reference value, the resistance of thermistor changes and bridge becomes unbalanced. Thus, unbalanced bridge produces meter manometer, which is calibrated in terms of desired temperature. So your delta R is nothing but temperature coefficient of resistance into final temperature minus reference temperature. This is how it can be used to measure temperature also. We'll see some of the resistive type transducers. Resistive type transducers means there will be change in resistance as a function of some physical quantity. You have to, it should be clear. There will be change in resistance as a function of some physical quantity. So the first resistive transducer is thermistor. We had seen before also, and it is a semiconductor type. And one more thing is thermistor is having negative temperature coefficient. That means what it means, whenever the temperature increases, the resistance decreases. So temperature and resistance are inversely proportional. If they are directly proportional, we call it as positive temperature coefficient. Since it is negative temperature, here temperature and resistance are inversely proportional. And one more thing is we can go with photoconductive cells, photodetectors. Okay, all this where the resistance will vary here. Whenever the incident radiation energy changes, the resistance will vary. Here intensity is inversely proportional to resistance. Okay, as intensity increases, resistance will decrease. And for assumption, they take that at darkness it is nearly 100 kilo, and slowly the intensity will get increased and the resistance decreases. So there also we can measure the intensity. For that we go with this photoconductive cells and photodetectors. And strain gauges, as I have told, whenever there is strain, there is change in resistance. That also is used. And strain gauges are passive transducers. Like two types are there, active and passive transducers. Passive requires some external source to make it work. Active can work on its own. Okay, these are the resistive type. One more type I'll show you. This is the light intensity meter, where the same thing, it can be used here. A photo cell is used. Okay, where what we have shown, the resistive transducer in the figure. In that place, a photo cell will be placed, and it is used to measure the change in the light intensity. See, lux is the unit that is used. The light intensity meter using an instrumentation bridge amplifier is more accurate and stable than single input inverting or non-inverting configurations. Next, it can be used to measure flow also. Okay, to you it can be used to measure the flow rate. For the flow measurement, what they'll do, One thermistor is sealed in a small cavity copper cylinder and the other is installed in a small copper pipe. So what is the balance condition they take? When no air flows through the pipe, the bridge is balanced. Okay. And so when the bridge is balanced, the output voltage is 0. When air flows over the thermistor, its temperature decreases and in turn the resistance increases because it is inversely proportional. So causing the bridge to be unbalanced. If you measure this unbalanced voltage after getting amplified, and it is applied to the meter. Okay, the amount of meter deflection is proportional to the flow rate of the air pipe. So now you have seen that we can measure temperature, we can measure light intensity, we can measure flow, and the last one is we can measure the thermal conductivity also. Okay, here also two thermistors are mounted in separate small copper cylinders where with air in both the cylinders, the bridge can be balanced and hence the output will be 0. When air in one cylinder is replaced by a medium being tested, whatever we which test for whose thermal conductivity we have to measure, if you keep that air in one cylinder, then there will be difference in the thermal conductivity and the bridge gets unbalanced. So whenever the bridge get unbalanced, there will be the output voltage. So okay, that output voltage will be proportional to the thermal conductivity. So different ways it can be used. Different ways can be used with the circuit diagram. So this circuit diagram is very important to measure the different physical quantities. Here you can go with resistive transducers. It may be a thermistor, it may be a strain gauge, it may be a photo cell, or you can go with light intensity transducers. We can measure flow meters. All types of transducers can be used in this bridge to measure the unknown resistance. Unknown resistance will get in terms of voltage. The voltage is amplified here by using 3 op-amps and it can be displayed here where the change in temperature will be calibrated or change in resistance will be calibrated or change in intensity. Here different meters will be used which will be calibrated according to the physical quantity which has to be measured. So this is about our instrumentation amplifier. As the name indicates, it is an instrumentation which is used, okay, to amplify the signal to help in measuring.